All right.
Well,
First game we got here is Florida State and Georgia Tech. It
yeah,
was a pretty competitive matchup. It took place in the Aer Lingus College Football Classic in Dublin, Ireland. Um, Pretty good start to the season. Got any opinions on it?
uh, ran the ball. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, no
Oh
passing
yeah.
touchdowns in the game is crazy.
It was a run heavy affair. I mean, you had, as you can look at the quarterback stats here, you had high completion percentages from both guys, decently high completion percentages from both guys. But truthfully, there wasn't, if you watch the game, there wasn't a lot of passing being done by DJ because I mean it was a lot of short passes. I think there was a stat at halftime that his air yards were like they were like negative air yards. He was throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage most of the time. And then Haynes King, I mean, he's one of the best running quarterbacks in the country. He kind of took ability there and did his thing on the ground. Wasn't a whole lot of passing, but he made the passes when he had to.
Kind of bringing back that old Georgia Tech, that triple option.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the running game was similar to those teams because they were running the ball so well. Their offensive line blew Florida State off the ball. It wasn't close. And Florida State's defensive line is supposed to be one of the best in the country. They
supposed to be
had
the best team
big
in the
time
country.
transfers. Yeah, huge transfers on that line. And they had a good D line last year. Now, of course, you lose what you lost in the draft. I mean, of course, they had Jared Verse in the first round, so that's a big loss. But other than that, I mean, they had big transfers. They had talent already on the team. So that was supposed to be one of their key things. And they clearly showed they don't have a superior defensive line to Georgia Tech's offensive line.
I'm going to be honest. I don't see them winning 8 ball games this year.
I mean, that's a crazy take.
That is it's
It's
crazy,
all
but I
about
mean,
it's all about
especially after last season.
does the
But
team get hot? And I think, to be honest, Uyunglele did not play well in that game at all. If he plays
yeah,
similar to that all year, if they don't open up the playbook and go down the field more often, they will lose
he
more games. Games
he
they
has.
shouldn't lose.
I mean, you can't just throw short routes the entire game. That's
No. And if your run game is going 12 carries, 38 yards for your lead back is not
not
efficient.
not no.
I mean, it's just not a great running game. And then I guess their secondary guy running the ball played okay. But Roydell was, of course, the Alabama transfer.
Yeah,
So you
stud
were kind of
Alabama.
hoping for the same kind of production coming over. And then if you look at the other side, Georgia Tech's rushing attack was phenomenal. I
Yeah,
mean, Jamal Haynes is a beast.
yeah,
11
stud.
carries, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then Haynes King has
You have to
15
worry
carries,
about him as
54
a
yards.
running back, as a quarterback, pretty much. Another Lamar almost.
I mean, yeah, he played unbelievable. He doesn't slide ever.
Just runs through everybody.
He just runs through people. No, he does, and it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Receiving wise, you had some good games from Malik Benson and Jakeem Douglas there. They both played well. And then Malik Rutherford, if you were watching that game, the big reception that he had was a big, big time play. Other than that, Eric Singleton is supposed to be their stud receiver. He only had 2 catches, 19 yards, and they beat Florida State. So this team can be really good
Yeah.
if, especially
They,
whenever your best receiver didn't have an efficient game, your quarterback didn't pass for much, your defense was pretty elite after the first drive of the game. Um, but yeah, that was a good game, all around pretty good game. A great way to start the college football season for
I
sure.
could see Georgia Tech maybe even winning,
They
going
have
to
a
the ACC
super
championship.
tough
I could
schedule.
see him. I could see him going to the ACC championship.
I mean,
Hey,
it's all about does that same kind of production happen every
yeah,
game, and if their defense plays that good against other, they play a very tough schedule. They play Georgia this year,
yeah,
and then of course they still have to play. They have a relatively hard schedule in the ACC. They drew a lot of the top tier teams in the ACC this year.
yeah.
Okay, moving on to Thursday night games. We have two pretty big games coming up. We have North Carolina versus Minnesota. This is going to be a Minnesota home game. As you can see, betting odd favorites here is North Carolina. They're 2 point favorites though, so not big favorites. It's supposed to be a pretty good game. If you were looking at it at the beginning of the week, Monday or Tuesday, Minnesota was 2.5 point favorites. So the spread has flipped considerably. I mean, it's a 4.5 point flip on spread. And then ESPN's of course projecting a North Carolina win, but this is another
I
pretty good
don't
game.
know about North Carolina after they lost Mr. May. That's I
Well,
don't
I mean, you
question.
see, this game is a true testament to see who their quarterback is going to be
Yeah.
because they're going to have they're running out both quarterbacks. It's Harrell and then Max Johnson. They're going to
Mhm.
run out both of them, and I think Mac Brown said they're both going to play in this game. So uh,
That's a
it,
test, I guess.
it's kind of it's a test to see, and
Yeah.
it's on the road, so it's not easy to just lock in on the road and be a stud. And
Yep.
I think their running back. I mean, Marion Hampton is a stud in North Carolina. He's
Hmm.
arguably behind Judkins and maybe Ollie Gordon at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, dude's
He's
crazy on
a
GAA
beast.
too. I mean, college football. He in the new video game been playing it quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
He's pretty good.
he's disgusting. Those are
Yeah,
the top three running backs in the college football game. He's
yeah,
gross.
yeah.
But yeah, if I was making a pick here, I like Minnesota home field advantage is gonna be nice. Now Minnesota's not like a super team, but Minnesota's a good football team. They have
And that's a
fans.
long way from home from
It's a
which we
long way from home for UNC,
yeah.
but I just believe in Mac Brown. He does down the schedule. He usually struggles, but at the beginning of the year, he's usually coming out pretty hot. So I believe in Mac Brown. I'm gonna take North Carolina here. What about
Okay.
you?
I'm going Minnesota.
Going Minnesota, taking the home
Yeah,
team.
the home team. Yeah.
Got any reasoning behind it? Is it kind of the home advantage?
Just a home advantage, and that's just a long way away. And North Carolina not having their quarterback situation figured out. My
I
reason behind
agree.
that.
I think that is a big deal. I think Marion can win him a game. I think
Yeah,
him being as good as he is can win him a game.
yeah. Oh, he's a stud. But
All right, next one here on the ballot. This is a big one. This has been a big talking point in college football. I mean, you look at
huge.
last year, you look at how Colorado started and then how they finished. It was they come out blazing. They looked like a pretty good football team, and then they absolutely fell off. I mean, it was unbelievable. I
Yeah.
think they may have lost seven straight at the end of the year, but they lost eight total.
After that Colorado State game, they it was
Oh
bad
yeah,
because I
it was
remember
unbelievable.
actually watching that on the way back from one of our game. I played college football at Bluefield University, and I was coming back from a game, and we were
Yeah,
watching that on the way back. And good lord, they were just getting like it just physically beat by a terrible football team like
yeah.
Colorado.
No,
It was ridiculous, and I mean it just carried on. Hopefully, it doesn't carry on to this season because I
no.
mean
I think
two of the best athletes in
Colorado
football. But
Colorado has to play the portal well,
yeah,
and they have played the portal relatively well. But it you can't just build a football team through the portal because you have to have some connection with the players. Those guys are not playing with these guys the year before; they're playing somewhere else. So then they come in here, and you don't have. And I'm not saying Shador's not a good leader. I think Shador's a good
yeah,
leader. Shador took a bad team last year, to be honest, and won 4 games. They were horrible. And they don't have a good offensive line. That's a big struggle on this team. They don't have a good offensive line. And North Dakota State is one of the best FCS schools and has been
I think
for
they are. I mean that's it's known.
yeah.
They've won so many national titles. It's like Alabama numbers at that point.
No, it is. Yeah, they are dominant at the FCS level.
Yeah,
Them and South Dakota State, and it's crazy, but both of those teams are as good as they are. They produce NFL talent all the time. The Titans drafted Dylan Raduns. That's my favorite team. The Titans drafted Raduns. He was from North Dakota State in the second round a couple of years ago.
yeah.
So they produce linemen a lot too. It's a lineman heavy school, which is a
Which
problem for
that's
Colorado.
yeah. I mean, Colorado, you're just hoping your athletes play ball, and you don't really rely. They're not
Yeah.
relying on offensive line or defensive line.
No, I
They're
agree.
Travis to make a play or Sider. I mean, it's D on ball
Yeah.
skill position.
Going into it, I think if I'm making a pick, I can't see Colorado. I can't see them underperforming again, and
Yeah,
the negative media will be so heavy if they underperform again. Losing this game is an immediate test that you are not competing in the
no,
conference you're in. Not
no.
competing.
If you
You're not
can't
going
play
to
with
win the
if you
conference
can't play with
championship.
if you can't play with an FCS team, you're not playing college
Even though
football.
it's a super good FCS school,
Oh yeah,
you're not
even
winning
though they
anything
are
if
the
you can't
best,
beat them.
they don't get any type of recruiting towards like you have. Like you have the
No,
number one athlete in the country, and
no,
I mean
exactly.
you should be able to beat a team that just doesn't draw anybody that much.
I think I'm taking Colorado
Yeah,
at home.
I'm going Colorado too, with
I think it's
just
a
the
close
fact that
game, but
yeah,
in the end, I think Colorado pulls it out. I think Shadur makes plays, and I think, like you said, Travis Hunter's the best player on the field, and I think
yeah.
that's a difference maker.
Even on both sides of the ball, it's the best player on the field. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he's gross.
Yeah.
Next game is also. I mean, this is the game of the week. This is a huge.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
This is a true test of
Clemson. I mean,
who is who in
yeah.
college
Oh
football.
yeah.
Because
I mean, yeah.
if Clemson beats Georgia,
Oh,
that,
it's
if that's the narrative, if
changes
Clemson
everything.
beats them, Clemson
Changes.
immediately jumps up to the top five in
Yeah.
the country.
Oh yeah, easy.
You immediately know that they're legit. They're real legit. And if they do beat Georgia, it's going to have to be Klubnik playing well, which is the quarterback.
Yeah.
If Klubnik's not playing well in this game, it's not close.
Oh no, Georgia's killing them. My thoughts on that is Georgia's just dominant. I mean, Georgia is Georgia.
Yeah, no, they have been.
They're a defensive based team behind Kirby Smart. He hit all his intelligence from Alabama. I mean, he was part of Alabama's like success through the early 2010. he's a defensive nightmare. Like
Yeah, no,
he
their
kills
defenses
offenses,
are
which is a huge test for Clemson there. I mean,
yeah, their defenses are
yeah,
constantly
I
top
mean
of the
their offense
country.
is good too. I mean, arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC there. So,
Yeah, no, he's a
oh
beast. He's
yeah,
also a projected first round pick. So
oh yeah. So I mean, that's that. So
they have an advantage there. They have an
yeah,
advantage at the trenches. They have an advantage at
yeah.
running back.
Their
And
advantages everywhere. Their recruiting's ridiculous, off the walls. So I mean,
I think for Clemson to win this game, I think it takes Klubnik has to play out of his mind, and Klubnik hasn't shown that he's that great yet.
no.
And it takes Phil Maffa, which is a running back at Clemson.
Uh-huh.
He's kind of the guy that takes over for Shipley when Shipley
Yeah.
left
Oh,
last year.
Shipley was a stud. Yeah. I mean,
And
you
Maffa got
got
carries last year in that offense, but
yeah,
Maffa is a power back. He's a big dude. It takes Maffa running, and it takes the line blocking, and it
yeah.
takes
In
if you
my
can
opinion,
take you
you got to have a quick running back against that Georgia
no,
that
yeah.
line because
I think it
you
takes
can't run
a
the ball you can't run the ball down their throat because
no.
they're just going to kill you. Yeah,
I think it takes a complete game from Klubnik, and it takes a complete
yeah,
game from the offensive line and the running backs.
yep,
And it takes their defense getting stops. And you don't have to get a ton of stops, but you have to be consistent. You have to get stops.
yep,
If you can control the tempo of the game, running the ball, you can win the game.
yep.
But
That's true.
it's a home game for Georgia. I mean, that's a problem. I mean, I
Oh,
guess
that's a huge problem.
it's in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I
Yeah,
mean, that's a home game.
yeah, that's a home game for them. Yeah,
It's
that's right down
I
the road.
think
Yeah,
I think Georgia wins this one. If I was picking a team, I'm picking Georgia. And I mean, honestly,
I
Georgia.
think everybody picks Georgia in this situation because I
Yeah,
mean Clemson hasn't proven anything that much.
I
So
think Georgia's a 12-0 football team.
yeah, 12-0. Alabama beat them. I'm going to be honest down the road. I
I think they're a 12-0 football
And
team.
I had to say my team. I'm going to say puts a close game. Tennessee. I could see a game there. I mean,
Yeah, it's all about.
hey,
I
it's
mean,
just it's that Tennessee's another team like you can throw up like that. I mean, it's just
we'll talk about
questionable.
them later. We'll talk
Yeah,
about them later,
yeah,
and there'll
that's
be
another
some
questionable team.
conversation there for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm gonna go Georgia.
I'll go Georgia here too.
This is another absolutely massive game.
Yeah,
I
home game
mean,
for Virginia. I mean,
you're talking about can a program that has a fan base be back, and
it,
that's West
yeah,
Virginia. If they're
yeah.
back,
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Oh, dirty.
crazy fan
West
base.
Virginia's got maybe one of the best fan bases in college football.
I mean, yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's
burn couches for you. I mean, they'll do
yeah,
anything.
and if they win this game,
Yeah.
that's national
Oh,
coverage.
oh, yeah, yeah. You're getting probably ranked. I'm gonna say 20 in the top 20.
Oh, for sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
because I mean Penn State's good. I
the
mean,
AP poll is going
yeah,
to look at it like this. I've seen games like this happen all the time, but West Virginia is not a bad team. West Virginia's on the
yeah,
border of being ranked, so yes, they
yeah.
will jump up into that at least in the 20, 22, 23
That's
range.
I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Like low 20s.
But no, they definitely jump up, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
pick Penn State probably don't drop a ton because it
Yeah.
is a good West Virginia team,
And
and it's
you're playing them at
Morgantown.
West Virginia, and
In
that's
Morgantown,
a big sport. Yeah,
and
that's a
that's
scary place
massive
to go.
for West Virginia.
Yeah, that's a scary place to go. This is Morgantown.
Yeah, I think this game comes down to does Aller play well for Penn State?
Mm-hmm.
It's he had inconsistent quarterback play at
Yeah.
times, but they have a good football team. They have, I mean, they always how Penn State plays. It's a
Oh
very
yeah, they're
strong
just
defense. They run the ball well generally.
run the ball. I mean, you've had great running backs in the past, like
Yeah,
Saquon.
Nick Singleton's
Yeah,
still there.
yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, he's a
there's
beast.
just yeah,
I think West Virginia. It takes a lot to win this game, but again, it
it's
every
that
time
home. It's the atmosphere.
it's the atmosphere,
Yeah, yeah,
and you know how that matters so much in college football.
yeah.
So
It does. In my opinion, that's the biggest factor in college football.
yeah, no, because it's not much of a factor in the NFL as it is
Yeah, but I mean, you don't
at
have
all, really.
in the NFL, you don't have anything like
You just don't have the
you don't
environment.
have the yeah, like a college football environment is nothing. Is like it's something else. You just get chills.
No, it is. Yeah, every game is.
Yeah,
It's just fun. College
and
football is fun.
at the WVU, that it's something else there. So
Oh
I mean,
yeah. I
yeah,
think if I'm picking here, it's a tough one. It's like one of those games where you look at that and you say,
yeah.
if Penn State loses this early, who
They're
are they?
I mean, I don't know. It's
And they play every year. They play tough schedules. The Big Ten's
yeah,
a tough conference, and it's like who can they be if they lose this game? And same with West Virginia. They're in the Big 12. That's a winnable conference. If you
it's a
win this
it's a
game,
very winnable conference.
you
Yeah,
win this
but
game.
yeah,
It's you and Utah.
you look
Arizona's
good.
really good.
I mean,
But
you look good towards winning a conference championship there, and then making a playoff
it's a playoff
run
bid.
maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's a playoff bid.
yeah, playoff bid. I mean,
I mean, I don't know. It's a tough game to pick. I think I'm sitting here right now. It's one of those that's like gone through my mind multiple times. Who am I going to
Yep.
take? I think right now I'm taking West Virginia.
I'm going West Virginia too. That's
I'm taking the
but
upset.
the underdog. Yeah, I
I
mean,
love the upset here, and I
yeah, I do.
think it's in to me, in my opinion, it's the most likely upset.
Yeah,
I think it can happen, and I don't know. I like West Virginia. I like the hype around them,
I do too. I
and
like
I
the
like
hype.
it being a home game.
Yeah,
This next game, another interesting FCS
yeah,
versus FBS opponent game, and you got another. I mean, Oklahoma State's coming in this season highly
yeah.
ranked, and it's because
Oh,
Ollie Gordon's a
Austin
stud.
Gordon, he's the running, in my opinion, the best running back in college football. I
Yes,
mean,
yeah, I
yeah,
agree with you.
he
I agree
is.
with you.
Yeah,
He's gross.
dirty.
South Dakota State, again, look at the spread. It's a 9.5 point favorite. Oklahoma State is.
Yeah,
This is a game. I'm taking the spread. I'm taking the spread.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
I'm
yeah,
taking South Dakota State with 9.5 points.
yeah,
And it's not that I'm not going to say they're going to win outright yet. It's a thought that they win outright.
yeah.
But I like South Dakota State to keep this game close. I like this to be a 3 to 7 point
Mhm.
game.
Control the clock, and I mean, maybe win by 10 points at
That's
most. In my opinion.
and 10 is right at that spread. That's
Yeah,
why I'm saying if
yeah,
you there's
so,
something that happens, maybe you win by 2 field goals or maybe you win by a touchdown.
yeah.
That's 7-6. I don't see if they cut. I don't see them covering that, to be honest. I think it's going
I'm
to be
seeing.
another close
I'm
game.
thinking Oklahoma State might cover it. But I'm just like not by much. I'm saying by 2 or
Yeah,
3 points.
10 if it
Just the
covers.
fact of I feel like Ollie Gordon's going to have probably. I'm going to say insane numbers. Like I'm
Oh, he
saying
goes
maybe
off. He
maybe
goes off.
150 yards.
I
Well,
think I agree with you. I think he does go off. I think he has a
yeah,
good.
yeah. He's dirty. I mean, that's Oklahoma State. That's who they are.
Okay, if I'm making a pick in this game, I'll let you pick first here.
I'm going to go Okie State. I'm going to. Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna take the crazy upset. I'm gonna go South Dakota State wins this game.
that's a crazy pick.
Massive for both
Oh,
conferences.
this is that's a huge rivalry game here.
Another huge game. This is again ACC
You
SEC
got
opponents.
the U there.
It's again ACC SEC opponents.
Yeah,
So I think that's massive.
yeah.
Um, I think this is an easy, quick pick for me. I
Yeah.
think Miami wins this game.
Me too.
I think this is a close one. It's at Kyle Field, so it's
Which
at
is apparently the greatest. It was voted the most.
yeah,
We're
college
crazy atmosphere.
145.
It's not my opinion. It's not mine. But
No, I agree, but it's
I
a
would.
good home
It's
field
a
advantage.
great. That's a good home field advantage. Yes.
Making a pick here. I'm gonna go A&M.
I'm going to go A&M too. The home field. Just I mean, Notre Dame. I feel like they're going to do the same thing they did last year. Just underperform. Make
Yeah,
everybody think wrong. This is my opinion on that. But
I think
either way,
A&M's a team that could make the playoff out of the SEC. To be
yeah,
honest,
that's possible. Yeah.
they're a good football team.
Yeah.
Next pick. This is a huge game. This is our, it's a weird game because it's on a Sunday. You don't have
Sunday.
a lot
So
of college football on
usually
Sundays.
thinking of NFL game here, but
Yeah, but it's the Vegas Kickoff Classic, so it's taking place in Nevada, which is it's not a home game; it's a neutral site game, so you're
but
not getting home field advantage. Even though I guess LSU is technically the home team in this game.
even though I'm not saying they're the home team in my opinion.
No, I mean
No,
they're
USC is probably
definitely
5 hours
closer.
away.
Yeah, definitely closer.
LSU's down in nowhere. So
It's all about this game's all about can LSU prove that they're still a really good football team without
yep,
Jaden Daniels.
yeah, which is hard to do. I mean, he's the
He
stud.
was the Heisman. He was the
Yeah,
best player in the country last year.
I mean that's a hard thing to do is to lose a Heisman player and then how like a cosmic caliber player and still come back and play
Exactly.
football. Yeah,
And to expand upon that, I think USC is they're a little bit underrated right now because
yeah,
Lincoln Riley wins big football games sometimes. And now he's had his shaky times. With Williams, they lost some games they should have won
yeah,
the
yeah.
other
I
way
mean,
around. But they do win big football games, and he's a great coach, and he's gonna have a stupid good offense. They
yeah,
always do.
they always do. They always have. They score, but they score points.
It's
Yeah,
it's one of those situations where do I think do I think the SEC opponent is that much better, and do I think that the home
it
field
is.
advantage not being on
Yeah,
either side
yeah,
does it matter that you're in a neutral site, but you're really not in a neutral, like you said, it's closer from USC for sure.
yeah,
Now I don't know matchup predictor from ESPN saying LSU. That's an analytic based thing.
yeah,
The favorite LSU. So we're
yeah,
looking at two different things projecting LSU to win this game.
yeah.
I think Nussmeier is the quarterback.
Uh-huh.
He's good. He's really good. And it's like he gets a test here, big test.
Oh yeah,
Start
you're
the
going to
season
get
to see
the
how good
top.
you are at LSU.
Yeah.
I think going into this game, I thought about taking USC, but I think I'm going to pick LSU.
I'm going to LSU here too, but I just don't. I just think you can't. The SEC, that's my opinion.
Yeah,
Strict
no, I agree.
schedule, and I mean they were losing games with the arguably the best quarterback in college football last year.
I mean, yeah, he
I
was.
don't
He
think he
was.
was, but I mean,
There was definitely times where he didn't look like the
yeah,
best, but there was
yeah,
games where the
just
playmaking he does
stud.
is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah, and he's showing a little bit of that in the NFL towards the preseason. You
Yeah.
could see a few games like that, but that's my opinion. SEC is where I'm going there. LSU.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, go Vols.
We're always going to have the Tennessee and Virginia Tech games on here. He's a Tennessee fan, Virginia Tech student, big Virginia Tech fan. So we're going to always have Tennessee and Virginia Tech on the picks every week. Again, going into this game, I mean,
We got a lot to prove.
obviously, obviously Tennessee's winning this football
Yeah,
game.
yeah, no
But
doubt about it. I mean,
it's
what they have a
coming in.
99% chance to win.
Yeah,
Is that
no,
what this is showing?
yes, 99. And you're betting odd favorite. You're 38.5 point favorites.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, this is a blowout. This is a
oh
blowout.
yeah, but it is a huge proven point. I mean,
You
Nico at
kind of, yeah, you get
quarterback.
to test some players.
We're to see what Nico, like, if he can actually get the ball to Squirrel White. I mean,
Yeah,
if he throw the ball, because we got to be able to compete in the SEC. So you got to be able. I mean, I hope we score 45 plus against Chattanooga.
oh yeah, easily. I think Nico. It's all about you come to this game. You see how Nico plays. You see,
Yeah,
and it's a good opponent for them because they get a startup game, and he
but
played well in the
it
bowl
gets
game.
you.
He played well in the bowl game
Oh,
last year.
played great. I mean, he won
So
the MVP of the bowl game. So I mean,
you already saw how
yeah,
good he can be,
yeah,
and then you get a test against a team that's not a test. It's
kind of
not.
good.
It's an
I
easy
mean,
football
they're
game.
not good. I mean,
Yeah, they're not good at all. And it's a
so
free football game where you can go out, you run your
have fun.
plays,
You can have fun. I
and you
mean,
tear them up. Yeah, you tear them up.
yeah.
This should be an easy. I'm obviously picking Tennessee.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest though. I mean, we've had games in the past that tell them to bring
Yeah,
me my money. I mean, it
yeah,
happens, man. I mean,
it does happen.
we've paid people to play them and we lose to them. So I
I
mean,
felt the
can't say
same.
anything.
The same.
That's
We've
a
won
Tennessee
games at
fan
Tech as
there.
well.
Yeah, but I'm obviously going Tennessee. With
Tennessee.
Cloud. Yeah,
All right, last game on the
this
slate
is
here. 10
this is
picks.
a lot better game in my opinion.
This is definitely a
Yeah,
better game
yeah,
because Vanderbilt, although they're the bottom, they're the worst team in the SEC.
yeah.
They're still an SEC school, and they're
Oh yeah,
obviously not Chattanooga. Chattanooga is,
yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's that you put Chattanooga on the schedule so you can get a startup game.
yeah.
I like Tech putting Vandy on the schedule because I think it's not a cupcake. It's not an
But it's
easy.
an SEC opponent, so I
It's
mean,
an SEC opponent, and
yeah,
that's something you can say. It's
it's
not
huge
playing.
nowadays.
It's not playing a nobody to start the year,
Yeah.
but also you're going to Vandy,
Mm-hmm.
which that's not easy to go on the road no matter where you play your
No.
first week. And there's probably gonna be more Tech games at the Vanderbilt Stadium than there is Vanderbilt fans. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, it's like
I mean,
last
Tech's
year.
Tech's got a huge fan base. They're gonna follow the team
Yeah,
to the stadium. I myself will be in attendance.
Your attendance. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll be in attendance, so I'm gonna be there enjoying this. I love the city of Nashville too.
yeah.
But Tech
Great, our
13-point
terrible
favorites.
fans.
Tech 13-point favorites. I'm taking the over on that.
I'm taking way over. Yeah,
I think it's a game where they come out and they maybe they start slow, maybe they don't start fast. Maybe you do run a couple different sets to start the game. You kind of get yourself in the game. And Vander has a really good scrambling quarterback. He transferred in and he moves. And we've had trouble against scramblers in the past. That's happened in the past. Every team struggles against scrambling quarterbacks. It's
yeah. I
hard.
mean, you can't do anything. For instance, like y'all. I mean, y'all have drones, and drones
Yeah.
is really, arguably, he might be besides a couple people. One
I
of the
think
best
Ward,
field
other than
quarterbacks.
Ward in the ACC, is the best quarterback in the ACC. That's
Yeah,
what I.
yeah,
But I think I'm taking Tech. I'm taking the points. I think we blow them out. I think we come out in the second half. We fly around. We play how we're supposed to play.
yeah. I'm gonna go Tech there too. I can't stand Vandy as a Tennessee fan, so
Yeah.
go Tech, I guess.
Well, that's gonna be the end of our episode. I appreciate everybody for watching,
Thank
and
you all.
thank you guys.